It is a beautiful morning. It is a beautiful day. Good morning, Giant FM, WROI. Plenty of trouble here in the studio today as it is time for First Federal to take over the mic. Dick, good morning. How are you?
96%. You said it's a beautiful morning. It's pitch black. How do you know?
Just my best guess.
Okay.
That's all.
It's going to be. It's going to be a beautiful morning. Going to have a nice sunrise here in a little bit. Going to have a good weekend, right?
Absolutely.
No rain on these football games.
I wouldn't go that far.
Okay. All right. Well, okay, early voting has begun for the Rochester Municipal General Election. Only precincts 3 and 5 will vote. Hours are from 8 to noon and 1 to 4 today and Monday through Friday and 8 to noon tomorrow and on November the 2nd and 4th. Election time, but it's just only the city.
Yep.
Only the city. Okay, people outside don't get to vote. Okay, City Leaf schedule is out. It was going to begin Monday, picking up leaves throughout the city. Flowers downtown, the new flowers out there really look nice.
And they always do a good job with those.
Yeah. Okay, we got a little trivia this morning because we got a very important guest, so we got to have talk a little bit about Rochester High School sports. The trivia this morning is how many team state championships has Rochester High School won? Is it 1, 3, or 4? And with that, Tanner Lee, I'll turn it over to you to bring us up to date on sports.
So we got a lot going on in sports. I mean, we got semi-state going on this weekend, regionals, sectionals. So we'll dive right into that. Congratulations to both the Rochester High School girls and boys cross-country teams. They both advanced to the semi-states. Is that both at New Prairie?
Yes, New Prairie, New Carlisle, Indiana. So boys kick off at 11:30 and girls go at 12:15.
Oh, so a little later than.
Well, it's Indiana, so you got that split time zone. So they're over in central time zone, so everything's central on the schedule. So you got to adjust.
Now, Tanner, you better tell the people out there who you're talking to.
Yeah, probably should. That's Rochester High School Athletic Director Ryan Johnson, who's joining us this morning. So,
welcome.
Thank you. Excited to be here.
So we got that going on tomorrow. We got Rochester volleyball playing in the regionals against Fairfield up at LaVille tomorrow morning. They won their 4th sectional in the last 5 years. So congratulations to them and good luck to them. And Rochester High School football hosts Delphi tonight. Delphi's got a record of 6 and 3. That'll be a sectional matchup. Tippecanoe Valley travels to South Bend, Washington. There's a record of 6 and 3 tonight. Winmac hosts Gary Roosevelt tonight, who is looking for their first win. They're 0-8. And Caston's looking for their first win. They're traveling to Adams Central, who is 8-1 tonight. So,
ooh,
yeah,
8-1 and
8-1 and 0-9. So but good luck to all those teams. And if you're a Rochester Telephone Company digital subscriber, you can watch those games right on your TV there. Channel. It's in the 120s. The whole lineup pretty much in the 120s.
Okay.
Got some local college football going on this weekend. Purdue lost Iowa 26-20 last week. They host Illinois, who has a 3-4 record, but coming off the big upset over Wisconsin last week. Purdue is favorites though, 9-point favorites for this weekend.
What do you think of that?
Well, I was a little surprised. I thought it'd be a little lower than that, but we'll take it. 100% chance of rain tomorrow in West Lafayette, up to an inch they're calling for, so that could have effect on the game.
No, don't talk about that. It'll hurt the attendance.
That's true. It's going to be a great day.
Need better seats for Tanner. He can get the nosebleeds and slide down. That's why it's strategy.
He knows what I'm trying to do there. So, Indiana beat Maryland 34-28 last week and improved their record to 5-2. They travel to Nebraska tomorrow, who's 4-3. I saw the line jumped from 1 to 2.5 for Nebraska last night.
Okay.
So maybe that means they think their quarterback's going to play. He's been banged up, so we'll have to see. But if Indiana wins, they become bowl eligible for the earliest in the season, I would say, since probably 1994.
Now, wasn't their quarterback last year named Tanner Lee?
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
He was on the Jacksonville Jaguars roster last year. I don't think he's in the NFL anymore. But
okay.
Yeah.
Well, they were big on him.
Yeah, he did all right for him. He, I would hear Brian Johnson of the Community Foundation's a big Nebraska fan, and anytime Tanner Lee would play bad, he would let me know about it. So, yeah.
Well, that wasn't very nice.
Yeah, number 8 Notre Dame had a bye last week. They traveled to number 19 Michigan, who's 5-2 tomorrow night. That's a rivalry game, of course. Notre Dame's a 1-point favorite, so big game for both of those teams. And in pro sports, the Bears lost to the Saints 36-25. Their record is now 3-3. They host the Chargers, who are 2-5 on Sunday. Bears are 4.5-point favorites. And the Colts improved their record to 4-2 by beating the Texans 30-23. They host the Denver Broncos, who are 2-5 and are officially in rebuild mode, in my opinion.
Okay.
Colts are 6-point favorites on Sunday. And lastly, the World Series, the Nationals lead 2-0. Game 3 is tonight in Washington, the first World Series game Washington's held since the 1920s. So you got to think that crowd's going to be a little amped up. And David Ross is the new manager for the Chicago Cubs.
Well, Ryan, what's your opinion of David Ross?
You know, I love David Ross as a guy in the clubhouse. I don't know what it's going to be like with him as a manager. There's a lot of different relationships he's built, and how's he going to handle that, you know, being so close to some of the players he's now going to be the boss of.
It's going to be interesting to watch, that's for sure. So, got some tidbits here this morning. On this day in 1780, John Hancock became the first governor of Massachusetts. Of course, he's in the history books for a few other reasons as well.
Mm-hmm.
On this day in 1960, the first electronic wristwatch was placed on sale. It was placed on sale in New York City. I thought that was interesting. And on this day in 1978, the horror movie Halloween was released. And then it's launched into what it is today, a popular franchise, and they're still making movies to this day. So.
Yeah, they're on like Halloween 11 or something like that.
Yeah, if you go by numerical, I think.
Michael Myers has like grandchildren now.
Yeah,
coming out with knives.
Yeah, it's still going strong. I know they had a movie last year, and I think they have one coming out next year. So it's a popular series for sure. And today's International Artist Day. It's also World Pasta Day, Sourest Day, which is for the lovers of sour candy. Bandana Day and
No, wait a minute. How do you know that?
well, see on the website I get these off. You can click on it and it gives you a description of what it means. So
Okay.
they had a picture of somebody eating some sour candy too.
Okay.
It's Bandana Day, and it's also Greasy Food Day.
Where's your bandana at, Tanner?
I guess I forgot it at home. So, but I am a fan of pasta and greasy food and even sour candy. So it's a good day for me.
Well, you covered that pretty well there.
I did.
Okay, the Fulton County Historical Society 14th Annual Haunted Woods Trail is tonight from 7:30 to 11. Cost is $8 for adults, $3 for children. Fulton County Extension homemakers are holding their 30th annual yesterday's treasure crafts show. It's at the fairgrounds tomorrow from 9 to 3. They got food there and lots of things going on, and I think you'll find it very interesting if you're interested in yesterday's crafts and antiques. Rochester Kiwanis Club 61st annual turkey dinner will be from 5 to 7 p.m. next Monday, November 4th, in the Rochester High School cafeteria. Not this coming Monday, but the Monday after that. Carryouts are available, and that's always a big crowd. And so they start at 5. If you get there a little early, that would be fine. Fulton County Chamber of Commerce is holding a business after-hours event from 4:30 to 6:30 on Thursday, November 7th at Uncorked. Just a reminder, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Call Woodlawn Hospital to schedule a mammogram. And Trick or Treat is October 31st, and Boo Fest will be on November the 1st, right?
Yep. They separate them this year, giving parents more time to do both events with their kids. And it's Friday evening, so it's not on a school night. So.
Okay. Carolyn Hunter Heater passed away yesterday, a well-known person around the community, and did a lot of tutoring on pianos and teaching young kids, and Carolyn's a great individual, and our condolences to her family. Some flowers to St. John's Lutheran Church for winning the chili cook-off, and to Rochester Moose Red Hot Chili Peppers, who got second. Liberty Go-Getters got third. Congratulations to them. Did you sample any of that chili?
I was down at Purdue that day, so
Yeah.
I was not in attendance where I would have.
Okay. Also, some flowers to Nick Patterson Community and Scholarship Fund. They donated $5,000 to the Fulton County Animal Center. Congratulations to them. Okay, in the money news, interest rates pretty much were flat this week. Not much happening in that field, and the stock market was pretty flat. It closed up or down 28 yesterday. The Dow did close at 26,805. Tesla stock was up 16% on good earnings. They never had earnings before, and so anything they get would be good. Huh?
Yep.
So, and so the stock jumped. That's a very interesting thing. And our good friend Elon Musk.
Elon Musk, always in the headlines.
Okay.
Something.
Okay, come in and see us today. We're open until 5 o'clock, and tomorrow from 8:30 to noon. You can always bank with us online and with our mobile apps, which is free to download. Our ATM is open 24/7, as well as if you need some cash. Tell us about some of the other services that we have.
Yeah, through the mobile app, one nice thing we rolled out a few months ago is Zelle, person-to-person payment system. All you need to do is make sure you're a bill pay customer or sign up for bill pay, and then you can get the Zelle function right through our mobile app, and it gives you the ability to transfer money from you to another person within minutes. And all you need from the other person is their email address or their mobile phone number, and it works just like some of those big national ones do, but it's more safe and more secure, and right through First Federal. So it's pretty slick, and if you have any questions, just come on in and talk to somebody at our bank about it.
We offer many different mortgage products: USDA, FHA loans, conventional loans, one-step construction loans, premier first-time home buyer loans, and more. You know, the premier first-time home buyers is a great product. If you qualify, that means you got to have good credit, you got to have a steady job. There's no private mortgage insurance required on that, and the closing costs are nil, right?
Mm-hmm.
We offer Simply Free checking accounts and Simply Free business checking accounts. When you open a new checking account, you get a free crock pot carrier.
Yes, it's not a crock pot itself, it's a
Well,
carrier
we're
that
assuming
it's-
everybody's got a crock pot.
yeah, exactly.
So this is a carrier you can put in, take it to a football game
Yep.
or on a picnic, whatever you
Take
want.
it to a family get together around the holidays, and you don't have to worry about making a mess if it spills. So it's right there in your carriers.
You mean the spills in the carrier?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, not on your car seat.
Mm-hmm.
We also offer financial services. Contact Mark Blueball or Brian Bell today for more information. Those services that they offer are not insured. You need to know for that for sure. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, Instagram at First Federal Bank, FF Banking.
FF Banking's our handle on Instagram and Twitter, and you can also find us on LinkedIn. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and YouTube actually. So
I should mention Nina Bowman, a longtime employee of ours, is celebrating her 20th anniversary with us this week.
she does a really good job in the county department.
Congratulations, Nina. Borrowers must meet underwriting guidelines. We are a member of FDIC and an equal housing lender, and our NMLS number is 399927. Now, do you know what those secret numbers are, John?
No, I don't.
I don't either.
Good. I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Yeah, it's a license something or other.
We'll have to do some research.
If you don't use it, you may go to jail, and I wouldn't want Tanner to have to go to jail.
Appreciate that, Dick.
Somebody's got to fall on the sword, though.
Okay.
Not it.
As we mentioned before, Ryan Johnson is our special guest today. He's the Rochester High School athletic director. You got a new job, right?
I did, yeah. So I've been in Rochester, been back here for about 6 weeks, or what? No, August 13th, so I don't know how long. Not long, but I'm back.
Two and a half months.
You can't add that up in your
It's
80s.
too early in the morning. You know, they keep me up too late at night.
Okay.
So, yep.
Well, welcome. Tell us a little bit of what's going on in Rochester athletics. I know we got some a new baseball field going in. Tell us about that.
Yes, we have a brand new baseball press box that's under construction right now, and it's going to be great. It's really fantastic. It's going to look a lot like the new weight room that just opened up about 6 weeks ago, and it's just one of those things that you know, in Rochester, we want to give our students the best, and we want to give our athletes the best, and you know, trying to make our facilities top of the line as best we can. And this is really going to add to that, the new press box. So, really excited about that.
Okay, how far along is it? Are we about done?
So we have all the interior work to do. We have some concrete. We got to get the netting system up, windows, doors in. All the electricals ran, plumbing's ran, roofs on, all that jazz. So, you know, they're wrapping up everything they can before the winter season, and then they'll move indoors and knock that stuff out. So we'll be ready for the start of baseball season in the spring.
Okay, you mentioned the new weight room. Tell us about that. Is that open and usable?
It is. It is a fantastic facility. It's fun because, you know, as other ADs and coaches come into Rochester, they ask us about that building. They ask me when I'm taking them in or showing them around, and they always ask for a tour when we walk in, and the first thing is wow. It's just wow. And it's something that's going to be great for our kids, our community. Is really going to appreciate it, just what it can do for our kids and health awareness. It's one of those things that we have 3 weight classes during the day, and then our athletic program is going to utilize. So it's a classroom, but it also functions as extracurricular. And so it's really a multi-purpose facility, and we're really excited about it, and the kids are really excited. They've really jumped into it and are having a good time in there.
Okay, this year we had a mini tornado go through the high school.
That we did.
And it did a lot of damage, and there was a discussion as to whether the football would have to be moved out. They wouldn't get everything back to order. It looks to me like everything's back in order.
It's back in order. The football field's been great. It's brand new turf. You know, it's nothing, you know, we lucked out with that. It's one of those things that luckily that didn't come out of our budget. It came out of the insurance company's pocket, and it really is a nice field. The turf's been great. We've overseeded already just to try and keep them between the hashes and ice. One of the big things is, you know, you can put a lot of money to get a facility up to date. A lot of times people forget about the routine maintenance. So 3, 5, 6 years down the road, you don't have to drop that large amount of money just to get it back up to date. So the routine maintenance is big for us, and that's something we're really going to take a lot of pride in.
Well, tell us about where the sod came from.
That's outside my purview, Dick.
Oh,
I don't know where it came from. That was all done before I got here. I just know the final product.
Okay.
I will tell you this: we had the top of the track scraped off. So now, the last 2 days, they've taken the entire top surface of the track off to prepare for laying the new surface in the spring. So if you walk out there, it's just like an asphalt base.
Okay.
So I wouldn't advise anyone to go for any long runs or track at this moment. But it's coming along. We're excited about it. And in the spring, we're going to have a really nice state-of-the-art surface, and it'll be fantastic.
We'll give them a little background on why that sod had to be taken up. Well, that was before your time. Well, the glass from the greenhouse spread all over there, and so the officials didn't want to take the risk of playing football, maybe.
Yeah, liability, things of that nature.
So they took it up and brought all new down, and irrigation system worked and looks great.
Yeah, it is fantastic. So we're excited about it, and we're excited about the projects to be coming up. You know, working on. I'm always got a plan, so I'm always working on things in my head. So I'm excited about what I'm going to be working on too.
Well, Ryan, a lot of people out there don't know who the heck you are. Tell us a little bit of your background.
Sometimes that's a good thing.
Yeah, I know.
You know, it's not too bad to be in the shadows every once in a while. But I am born and raised in Rochester, Indiana. I'm a 2005 graduate. I graduated from Taylor University in 2009, got my master's from Indiana Wesleyan in 2013. Worked for 4 years in Washington Township, Indianapolis, 5 years at Noblesville Schools, and then last year I was the athletic director at Taylor High School in Howard County. So I'm excited to be back. One thing is, you know, I miss the community. People ask me why I want to move back to a small town, and the number one answer is community and family. It's really a really special place. I enjoy growing up here. I enjoy being back, and just the amount of support we get from our community and businesses. It's fantastic, and we really appreciate that. The school corporation appreciates that. You know, the athletic department appreciates that. It's just really nice to have such a great community to teach and educate our kids in. So.
Well, Tanner Lee, I know you have been acquainted with Ryan for some time. Tell us your recollections about him, some things that you can talk about.
Oh, hey, yeah, just be careful of some of these stories, Tanner.
Where's that dump button? Keep an eye on that.
Well, Ryan forgot to mention he played varsity football for the Zebras in high school. He's also a conference champion golfer, and he also played collegiate golf at Taylor, where he was a conference champion there. So those are a few things he didn't mention there. But and I will say, in my opinion, he hits the golf ball farther than anybody in town. So he's fun to play with in a scramble as long as he's hitting it straight.
That's the big if there, Tanner. You know, it depends on what day.
I get a lot of east and west, not a lot of north and
so
south. I just don't hit them far, but it's about 3 holes over to the other way. You know.
So you would recommend for the first federal scramble team at the Woodlawn Hospital benefit next year that we get him?
He might be on our speed dial. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You better call me early. My schedule feels pretty quick right now.
We're not seeing WRY can get it first. Yeah.
Well, Ryan, I know you all have been around here a few weeks and a couple months, but how do you see the program at Rochester High School and in athletics? Here we got cross-country teams both going to the state, volleyball win the sectional.
Yeah, so, you know, one thing when I came in, you know, a few weeks ago I had Chad Thomas in here. He was my high school golf coach, and he sat in the other chair and said, "I never thought I'd be in this position," looking at me. And so I have a lot of great relationships with coaches, but, you know, having the experience I've had in different schools in different areas, you know, we really are blessed to have a great coaching staff around the board, across the board when it comes to Rochester High School, and that really benefits our kids. And so you can see that with some of the accomplishments that we have this year, and you can see that from what we have in the past and what we're working for in the youth programs and what we're building for in the future. And so, you know, cross-country boys and girls both qualifying for semi-state this weekend is awesome. Really expecting a good showing from the girls and boys this weekend. I know Coach Stahlbaum's really excited about it. Volleyball won their 4th sectional title in 5 years. It's their 4th regional title in the millennium, so in the last 2 decades. Football, you know, not maybe the season that everyone wanted, but anytime you're in a small community, a small school system, things are cyclical, and really excited to see what we can do tonight. I'm excited about the football game tonight with Delphi. I think we can come out and play really strong, and it'll be a really competitive game. And then moving forward into the winter season, you know, girls basketball started already. They're in practices. Swimming and diving starts Monday. Right around the corner, you have wrestling, boys basketball. And it's one of those things that are, you know, when I was in high school, we didn't even have an official soccer program or soccer club. And now we have 2 soccer teams, boys and girls teams that play out at Blackadder. Girls golf has had a great history of success. And just coming back to that, and there's so many more. I can't get to it all, otherwise you won't be able to talk more, Dick, and I don't want to take that away from you. But it's just really, really, our athletic department's in a good spot. And the thing is, you know, we're always working to grow and get better. I never want to be content, and, you know, that's what we're going to continue to work forward.
We're speaking this morning to Ryan Johnson, who's the new Rochester High School Athletic Director. You got some big shoes to fill. Mr. Bill Schroer was AD for how many years? 25,
Yeah, it was a long time.
and when our kids were involved in sports, he was always there. And do you have to go to all those events?
You know, I wouldn't say I have to, but I do go because I enjoy going. And, you know, one of the things is I tell people as a coach, I always loved home games because you love the home atmosphere, you love the home crowd, you know, you're in your routine. As an athletic director, I really, really enjoy away events because with home events, I'm working. That's my job. You know, I probably watched 8 to 10 quarters of football out of 5 home games. And so away events, I actually get to go watch our kids participate and do what they love. And that's a lot of where I get my joy from, and my job is, you know, trying to help our kids be put in positions to be successful and then watching them go and do that. So I go to a lot of them, but it's a lot of it's because I enjoy going and I want to support our kids and our coaches and our community.
Okay, do you have any plans for the future of recommended changes or in the sports program?
I always have plans, Dick. I just don't know if I can let them slip out on the radio first.
Well, one thing I wanted to ask you, Ryan, is I've noticed Tippecanoe Valley the last few years established a unified flag football team, and they've had a lot of success, and it's a pretty unique and cool program they got. Is that something that's been in talks at all at Rochester?
That's something that it's been mentioned. Right now, it's trying to find someone to take that on within the school because that's considered another IHSA certified sport, and so it's really trying to find someone who wants to take that by the horns and run with it. So that's kind of where that's at. Yeah, it's been discussed. They also have unified track and field. Those are the 2 unified sports that IHSA have, and you know, it's not that we're against it. It's, you know, sometimes it's hard to find the manpower.
Sure.
And so it's something that, great program, and we'll see what happens in the future.
Comment on class sports. I know that minor sports do not have class. Major ones do. Comments on that?
Yeah, I think a lot of it comes down to whether it's considered a team sport or an individual sport a lot of times. So for individual sports like swimming, diving, cross country, golf, tennis, you can advance as an individual out of the IHSA tournament. For team sports like baseball, football, basketball, wrestling, wrestling's an individual sport actually, sorry. The team has to advance or no one advances from your school. So I think that's kind of where it comes down to. They make that distinction, as if individuals can advance in the tournament, then there's not classes, and if there's school advancement, then it becomes a class sport. But we'll see.
Tanner, do you have any other comments to bounce off of this guy? He's right here.
I think he's answered all my questions, and I just wish Ryan luck going forward. I think he's done an excellent job in a short time back at Rochester High School, and we're happy to have you back in the community and within the school system.
I appreciate it.
And just remember, win or tie, we're with you.
I appreciate it. That goes back to the community, and First Federal's always been a great supporter of Rochester High School and Rochester athletics.
Thank you for stopping by this morning, Ryan, and good luck in the future at Rochester High School. Well, our question this morning, how many team state championships has Rochester High School won? Is it 1, 3, or 4?
What's your guess, John?
Okay, well the thing is, I live right next to that sign when you're coming in that says state champions.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it says state champions as in plural. I'm going to go with 3.
That wasn't a choice.
You said 1, 3, or 5.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I did. Yeah. No, that's not
Is
right.
it 1, 2, or 5? If it's 2 or 5, then I'm going 2.
You 1, 3, or 4?
1, 3,
1,
or
3, or
4.
4.
Then I'm going 4.
Okay, tell us what it is.
Am I still off? I feel like I wasn't. I
It's
feel like I
4. You
wasn't
got-
done.
Well,
The post is moving.
Yeah.
The post is
It's
moving.
4. They had a track state championship in 1918, golf in 1980, football in 1987, and girls basketball in 2004. Boys basketball were runner-up in 2009.
Oh, there you heard it. Well, we'll excuse you because you haven't been in the
You're new.
You're right.
He's learning,
I'm
he's
still
still
learning, but now I know for future
There
reference.
you go.
Okay, coming down to First Federal today, we're your local community bank. We're here to serve you, and we can do a better job than any other bank in town.
No doubt about that. Dick, Ryan, Tanner, thanks so much for joining us, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir.